today's video. At the moment I'm just setting up for my Concorde World Tour. So I'm just going to change the name of this one. We are actually flying out of Manila to Tokyo. So we'll just put that in. My plane roll out. Try and get some details into the video for you. Pretty loud. I might have to turn the engines down. Two people already watching. Welcome. I wonder if that's Discord lover and Destroyer already in my Discord. Nice early flight, 6:30 AM.
I'm gonna walk.
Alright, that does look nice on the runway. Oh, it's Gabrielle. Hello. Welcome, Gabrielle. I'm going to do an early Concorde flight today. Let's have a look. All four engines are running. Thank you. Or Sable. Always good to let it taxi out, and I still don't know why some people have trouble with this. I will have to try and do something with that. I mean, I've done a video and I'm sure I put as much information as I could to allow people to work out why they can't take off, but I don't know what steps I'm missing. Look at Manila this morning. Very nice. We've got a headwind there by the looks of the sock. Not too much though. Alright, well, without too much mucking around, let's bring my flight stick a little closer. We do the altitude. Park brakes off. Nice with the sun showing like that. I have changed the time another hour, so this is my local time. Alright, bring it up to 75%. Get it going. Keep building it, Don't just floor it, but that's what the pilot said. They just push it to 100% on the roll and then away we go. I don't have anybody else behind me at the moment, so see if we can take off without touching that tail wheel. Oh yes, that's smooth. Alright, we are turning, it's not good. No, we are going the way we want to, so that's good. Alright, Tokyo, here we come. See you later, Manila. Going to put it up too high. Alright, I've got my autopilot, co-pilot running. Very good. Alex says hello. Hello, Alex. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to test another stream. If I do drop out, I will record this, but at the moment, I did a test this morning, and I am getting the best internet I have had for a long time. So something has been repaired, I'm hoping. Not just because I happened to get up before 6 AM and test it, but... Oh, I thought the autopilot was getting that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of moving this around. Get you over the side there. Where do you want me to go to? Frequency change, okay. do is we'll put in the co-pilot and take care of that now, thank you. Whoa, we are way nose up. Alright, Manila, see you later. Alright, that was a little bit rough on the turn there. Now I'm going to have to bring that back out a bit. Where should we be heading? 3.7. 3.7, I'll take that. Thank you. Nice clouds up here. Let's get the autopilot to hold my altitude, and then I'll just trim it. I might just bring that back. So this is where most people have trouble getting it over the 600 and something knots. I bring it back to 70% now. So afterburner's off. And then let Super Cruise take over. So once we get up to about 30,000, I'm going to level it out. Flowmotion, good evening. Hello, Flowmotion Parkour. It's morning for me. I got up early this morning. The internet was pretty much off last night. When I say off, I was getting old school dial-up speeds. So it was really bad. I think I got 0.37 download, and I got about 1 megabit per second upload. So it was, something was wrong, and I'm guessing they repaired it overnight, because I got up this morning and see if that autopilot can bring me back down. Alright, 30,000 that'll do. What are we? 570 now we're accelerating. Okay. So I was getting 40 megabit per second download this morning, and sitting close to 8 megabit per second up, which I have a 50-20 line, but I never get any more than about 5 up. Yeah, 56k modem. Oh man, it was terrible. So I just went to bed early, of course. What graphics settings do you set? I have them in the description, so you can actually read them there, but I have everything now down to high. So I have lowered my graphics from ultra. I've noticed that the more patches that are put in and the 160 odd aircraft I've added, things have, I'm just going to bring that window up. Things have slowed down, so I've gone from ultra, which I started off at, that window going up, that's awesome. So I started off on ultra, and then I've had to lower it to high. But once I turned my vertical sync off, which I don't even know why I put it on. There you go, Luca, I've just moved to your cockpit view, just to check my engine's all running at the right levels. Now the only problem with this one is I don't have the fuel working. For some reason, when I've imported these, and it might be because I imported this quite early, the fuel doesn't seem to go down. So I might end up having to re-import it and get it working. I've also cleared the glass. If you look at my YouTube channel, you will see that I have a tutorial how to do that. Oh, it's nice out there today. The performance gets worse due to updates. Well, no, actually, some of the most recent updates improved the performance, which has actually been good. So, yeah. Olaf says, is the Concorde mod that's coming to FS 2020 going to be free? I doubt it. If you're talking about the DC Designs one, he's putting a lot of work into that. I would imagine it's going to cost. So, I can't imagine, no. Oh, is my settings... Oh, you're kidding. I saved all my settings and changed the name, and it defaulted back. Alright, let me just see if I can fix that again. It's almost like YouTube goes, yeah, I don't want to accept that information. You'll have to type it again, thanks. So let me just see if I can do that now. Manila to, where are we going? Tokyo. Alright, so I'll save that. Now let's see if we got that. Are the switches working again? No, I wish they would, because there's multiple aircraft that are so awesome. Although, yeah, see, these would be 2D switches. So if I were to put in my nav, I can't click it, but that would be a clickable area in the file. If the DC Designs guy comes out and puts his Concorde up for sale, I think I will jump onto that. So this is my 8th flight, so I'm going to have to change the title again, because no matter how many times you do it at the beginning of a stream, I noticed that YouTube goes, no, I'm making my own name, thanks. Alright, so I did ride in Concorde World Tour, so it gave people a bit of an idea. So hopefully now the information is updated. Alright, let's have a look outside again. Very nice. Okay, so I've got autopilot on. Yep, 30,000, we're nice and stable. I think what we should do is put in a little bit of music here too. What shall I do? That'll do. Alright, but I'll come back to your comments in a moment. So the cockpit, yep, performance gets work, no. Well, Flow Motion says yes. It did for a couple, and then I think the last, well, maybe it was either last one or two, it improved, which was nice. Hang on, my flight direction is 37 and I'm going 39. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm on a climb there. That's not what I wanted. Hello, I turned autopilot off and I got nothing but climb happening. Wow. Now that's one thing on the latest patch that mucks up a lot. Alright, so we are off a little bit. When you turn autopilot off, especially on added aircraft, it really mucks up. Where are we? We're being handed off again? Okay. So I'm trying to get it onto 3.7, but I do need to get probably over. Maybe I'll go 3.6 and get back on my purple line. Because what I don't want to do is get so far off the line that you miss. Oh wow, look at the altitude. Still climbing. Thank you. Down. Maybe we'll sit at 38. Bring that back down to 38. Well, that went to 37 pretty quick. There we go. 38. Thank you. Still on 3.8, but we're close enough. Alright, I'll get back to your comments, sorry. So switches, no. Gabrielle says, my Concorde does not show any instruments. It's just a black, maybe it's instead that I forgot to import. You have to have Flight Sim X installed for them to bring over. So this particular aircraft is from Flight Simulator X. These gauges are from Flight Simulator X. When you use the legacy importer, it goes to Flight Simulator X, gets the file, the gauges, and brings them in. So if you don't have Flight Simulator X, you won't have it. But if you do, yeah, check my video because I make all the steps there. Alex says, sadly the roads have a bad quality. Yeah, I know. So X-Plane, I've actually liked the X-Plane roads and stuff and the traffic. I used to watch videos of it and I'm thinking, man, that's awesome. But I never ended up getting X-Plane 11. There you have road, street lamps, and even trash bins. Yeah. Hey, just passing through. Have a nice flight. All right. See you, Alex. Alex Marco is the guy who did the import. He's the one who actually has helped make a lot of this work so much easier. Alex, in our town, a BAC 111 landed on the interstate road in 1971 due to dual engine failure. Right. That would have been cool to see. Gabrielle says, hey Brett, do you use joystick or yoke? I use a joystick. I'm saving to buy a honeycomb. Yeah, that looks good. I use a joystick because I've played a lot of fighter games, and I bought the Saitek X55, which is what I'm using now, because of Star Citizen. Although I basically just sat on it since Star Citizen has been a bit slower coming out. But yeah, I did get in quite early, and I ended up getting it at some PAX in Melbourne, actually. So the Penny Arcade Expo. Alex uses the Saitek Pro Flight Yoke system. Yeah, it's not bad. So I don't have Destroyer or Mugger joining me here, by the looks of it. If they are, I can't see anybody, so if we have someone else joining me in the flight, they haven't advised me. So Alex says they are pretty cheap. The Saitek Flight Yoke system, maybe that. So Saitek has now been bought out by Logitech, I believe. So let me have a look. I'll do a quick internet search while I'm here. So Saitek Pro Flight Yoke. Oh yeah. I have seen those, yeah. Do you use the foot rudders, and how do you find them? So what have we got? We've got 3 levers, black, blue and red. So throttle, mixture, flaps, is it? Actually says, I felt badass when I got my first 7 years ago and landed a 707 perfectly on the strip. That's awesome. Yeah, my father had a flight yoke back in before 2000. We were doing flights in 2008 with a flight yoke. It was pretty cool. And yes, I also have the rudders. You would need them. See, I use the joystick, and it twists for doing the rudder. Hey, there we go. I got Far Fan Games has come and joined me. All right, I hope you're in the Concorde, because this is going fast. So they're nice, but not an eye candy. Well, not an eye candy in comparison, maybe, to some of the others you can get. But price-wise, compared with some of those others. Oh wait, so you can put in multiple throttle quadrants, and so you can have like 6 and change the colours. Oh, that's nice. Oh wow, so there's also a bunch of what look like screen squares to allow you to put in your instrument clusters. That's actually pretty cool. Wow, just having a look at the Logitech G Flight Simulator with all the instruments and all the radio stuff. That's eye candy. Yeah, No, I don't have that at the moment. I'm just sitting with the Saitek flight controls on either side of a huge gaming pad with my keyboard in the middle. Gabrielle, Farfan Games, I am in the Concorde, but it's 280 knots. How do you get 800 knots? No, I'm actually doing true airspeed, 1462. So if you're spawned in the air, you need to back off your throttle to 0 and then slowly build it up. But you need to make sure, so let's just come inside my interior. You need to make sure that all 4 engines are running at the same. If you've just spawned in and they haven't started up, what will happen is you'll get probably 3 and 4 bouncing down the bottom here, having trouble starting. Once you get them done though, you can build it up, but you don't need to sit at 100% throttle. So you'll actually see that I'm sitting at 70%. 70% will allow me to get to the super cruise that I need, because apparently it's something to do with slowing down the air here so that the jet doesn't need to push as hard. Well, that model looks so nice. And then you'll build yourself up. I mean, I can slow down if you want. When I say slow down, I mean like down to 1300 knots. So I'll just bring it back to about 60% throttle. Alright, Alex says I get my flight sim stuff in used condition to save money. Yeah, sometimes that's a better way. Some people upgrade, but I'm building a home cockpit. It's also on my channel, no advertisement. Look, I'll go check it out. So is well, how do we find your channel? Is it under Alex C? Olav says I'm waiting to get the Thrustmaster Airbus edition, but it's not coming before February. So it's not being released before February, or it's not going to make it to you until February? Fly Motion's got the understand of how... No, it's Gabrielle who's Farfan Games, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, it's Alex C. Alright. Let's have a look. Alex C. Has it got your face on it? Is that the only YouTuber that's got Alex C? No, there's a whole bunch of Alex C. So unless you're a pop singer with millions of views, hey, look, if that's you, welcome. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Alex C's. Okay. And unless you're female, you won't be that one. So, would I look up Alex C cockpit build or what? How to build an affordable overhead panel for your home cockpit. Oh, that's got to be you. Yep, alright, I see the same icon. Very cool. Home cockpit status update. Alright, you haven't had a video out for a little while, by the looks of it. 7 months ago? Alright, I won't put that on... Wow, look at you. You've got a co-pilot as well. See, that actually looks pretty cool. I won't watch the whole thing now, but if anybody else is interested in that, Alex C, have a look at in YouTube. He's got some awesome stuff, so good on you. Christy, welcome. Yeah, but Concorde or Alex's awesome cockpit. So I'm going to bring this around. Where are we? So we're at 38,000 feet at the moment. I am on autopilot. I have slowed down for fan games to catch up, but I'm only down to 1400 knots. And that's because I'm at 38,000 feet, so I don't need to push very hard. Oh, the Concorde, yeah, it's awesome. Actually, what I'll do, I'll show you guys. Let's get into our drone and get him behind. Alright, so have a look at the model of this thing. So the drone can actually go through these things, which is actually pretty cool. So go through the cargo. Whoops, I've gone down too low, and we're actually inside the aircraft now. So what we can do, whoops, we're just going up and down. We can actually have a window. Whoop. Okay, I might have this a bit sensitive. We can have a window view. We should have our lady at the back. Yep, she just stands there the whole flight. She's so dedicated. All right, come up to the galley at the front here, and where the bathroom is. Okay, the door's open now. Thank you. And our pilot goes, but the window is actually blacked out. But when I'm inside the plane, it's not blacked out. So there's my guys, all with their 70s moustaches. Although the pilot doesn't. Oh, it's only the co-pilot and the engineering guy. So it is a very good model. Can it snoop droop? Yes, it can. So I'm not going to do that now because I'm doing 1400 knots, but I actually raised the windshield. That's the first part of the flaps. The second part of the flaps and third and fourth will bring the nose down at increments. So all the way down will bring the nose all the way. So when I'm inside, you actually do get to see the shield come up, which is pretty cool. So when I get into landing, we will actually see that. Where are we? We're leaving airspace. Yep, okay, so looking at my flight here. Wow, we're making really good time to Tokyo. I don't know about leaving airspace. I actually think I'm getting into Japanese airspace. Let's just check that. Naha Air Force Base Center. Naha would be, is that Japanese? Probably. Alright. Go back to Alex's comments. I want to build it in 747-200 style, but just Flight has not released it yet. Right. I'm just going to turn this bit of the music down. Okay, Alex says, but that's why I am questioning all the time, because would be awesome to run the cockpit with MSFS 20. I've seen some people actually start building that. Christy says, "Wow, yeah, this is a really nice model. This, but I believe this is actually the one Century of Flight. Was that FS 2004 Concorde came out? I think so. But it was updated for FSX, I believe." Alex says, "I like the Tupolev 144 more. I think it is a better modelled, but not easy to fly. I believe it's a study level." I've flown it. Yes, it's not easy to fly, but I've actually worked out how to fly it now, even though I did a couple of work in progress flights. Study model, maybe it needs all its buttons to be pressable, but the interior is fairly 2D as well, including your flight yoke and the likes. Flight model, yeah, flight model's terrible, to be honest. I'd probably actually be tempted to take the flight model from the Concorde and just paste it straight over there, because there's no autopilot. It won't fly level very well. The slightest touch, obviously, when you're doing 1500 knots. What happened to Gabrielle? Farfan Games, are you still coming in with your Concorde? Or did I lose you so far behind that you haven't been able to catch up? Like, I'm down to 1300 knots. In FSX, all buttons are pressable. Yeah, okay, well that's probably why. So, and I would also imagine it would have been a later release. It would be nice to get someone in there, Tupolev, to fly with me. Richard, hello. I linked you the F15, even though I do have videos with the F15 in it, but just for you. Alright, let's get some fancy view. We're going to be another half an hour before we get to Tokyo at least. And we're flying at 38,000 feet at the moment. Alex, you would fly the Tupolev with me? You're welcome to join me. If you haven't already, add me on Microsoft Flight Sim under Tasmanite. Hey, Destroyer's catching up. Alright. We might have an Air France Concorde catching us. Hey Kay, good morning. Or good evening, whichever it is for you. Alex says I just have to buy the sim or at least Game Pass for €1. Yeah, look, I would suggest get the Game Pass for €1 for a start. At least you've got it. And then see if you can actually add the imports. I know that other people have got Game Pass and they're adding mods in. And as long as you don't need all the premium stuff, why not? And then later, if you go, you know what, rather than Game Pass, I'm going to actually buy the whole thing, buy it in full and then download it and install it. Or you may not have to download again. Isn't that nice? It is loud though. Concorde is very loud. Well, in real life it was very loud. It's quite funny. I was watching the documentary on the Concorde. There's this like a long or two-part documentary. And when it first came out and it was flying around, people were so up in arms of how loud it was going to be. It's going to deafen our children. You can't bring that here. Oh my God. And they were protesting back in the 70s at the edge of the airfield with their placards and stuff saying, ban the Concorde. You can't have that fly over. It's going to make our children deaf and it's going to, you know, kill people and blah, 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 blah. Still ended up going out there. And I remember they did a test in New York because they were also protesting. You can't have that here. And so they were going to ban it, but to get authorization to actually land at New York City, they did a test where they took off and they banked hard right, and then they climbed and they got out away from New York, and the guys that were doing the sound monitoring said, okay, you can take off now, and they said, we already have. They had turned and got away from the city long before the sound monitoring could pick them up. So that's why they were allowed to fly to New York, because it wasn't going to fly over this city like most of the jets do. Richard says, I got basic and Game Pass works fine porting over. Yeah, cool. And Alex says, yes, the performance is my concern, but buying the alpha was horrible. So you did alpha testing? And I'm waiting to get a key cheaper when buying. But testing the Game Pass is a good option. Yeah, look, 100%. Works fine, but people say Steam version is better. I've had no issues. Okay. I don't know about Steam version being better or worse. I have Steam version. It works. All Steam does is say that there's an update and loads it. That's such a nice view there. Look at that. One of the best aircraft ever made. And only retired because it cost too much to maintain it. By themselves, British Airways. And Air France pulled out. After their accident, and maybe nobody wanted to fly Air France because they were worried about their maintenance records. Where did Destroyer go? Are you flying level with me? What is it? Burboli. Are you Australian? Yes, mate. True blue Australian. Maybe my Australian twang's not coming out as much as it normally does. Yes, I am Australian. Olaf says, Steam is good. Christy, Air France 4590, is that the one that crashed? What happened was there were some maintenance issues with that too. Oh, it's Berber Boy. Oh yeah, okay, now I get it. That's I's, not L's. Yeah, there were, in the report, the Air France thing sucked in something on the runway, but there were some issues with landing gear maintenance that, had they maybe have done that properly, they could have aborted the takeoff or something like that. So, do you have DCS World? Ooh, is it DCS World or DCS? I have DCS. Hi Jacob too, welcome. Is it called DCS World or is it just called DCS? I think it's DCS World. Yeah, I do have that. I probably should do some videos on that on the channel. The only thing I've got on that though is Flaming Cliffs. Oh, and some add-on stuff. Delvin says, are you playing 4K? I am, yes. So this is 4K, but I am streaming in 1080 because YouTube doesn't allow 4K streaming, only 1440p. And I still don't trust my internet to put it all there. But I play in 4K. I originally started off at 4096 by 2160, but again, YouTube, that's not the same screen resolution of 16 by 9. It's 256 by 10 or something like that, or by 11 or 12. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, you end up with black things on the side, so I changed it down to 3840. Jacob says hello. Yep. Alex, last year former Concorde captain John Hutchison had a lecture in our university. That was awesome experience and nice stories about Concorde. Yeah, he's in the documentary talking all about it. So that'd be awesome. We also talked about the accident and about changes to get the Concorde back in the air. Yeah, they put protective stuff in front of the landing gear to prevent it from hitting anything and bouncing it up or sucking it in. What video card do I have? 1080 Ti. Should be in the description. Now I have turned everything down to high. I say everything down. I was on ultra. So I might just bring it back in and see exactly where we are, because we do move along really quickly here. 38, we're actually not doing too bad. As you can see, the Japanese islands. We're going to pass the Japanese islands. Yeah, not too bad. Unfortunately, what we don't have here though is knowing exactly how long it takes to get there, because you don't have that readout. And you can't press anything. My TCAS is flashing away. Not all of the dials have come over correctly yet, but they've come over a fair way. And if the guy from DC Designs gets his Concorde out, I may end up swapping over to that one because it looks awesome. Oh, there's Farfang games. Okay, cool. Is DCS World good? Yes, but you're going to find it very much more realistic controls, and you will need to learn aircraft. Where Flight Sim you can pretty much pick up and run with whatever. With this one, with DCS though, you kind of want to learn your individual aircraft and master them. Alex says, I would buy a 6800 XT or a 3870, 3880, but now they are sold out and too expensive. Yeah, the 6800 XT I'm thinking is about 50% cheaper than the 38s, and almost a third of the price of a 3090 if you can get your hands on it. But there's also a 6900 XT coming. So I'm hoping, or actually been released I think December 8th. So if you can get your hands on those, they're going to be a little bit more expensive too, but they will do very well. And that's what I'm considering, changing from Nvidia to AMD again and going the 6900 XT. But I'm going to wait till probably at least January, February before I even bother moving. Look, I'm playing in 4K. My CPU ramps up from 4.2 gigahertz to 4.73 on auto overclock. I have a Asus Strix motherboard, and I have a i7-7700, so 7700. And wow, now YouTube's complaining my frames are too high because it only wants 30 frames a second. Can't win with YouTube sometimes. But hey, who's that? Oh, that's Mugger. I can hear him now. Are you going to come in and fly as well?
Yeah, I just came back. Probably just my Concorde will not get past 200 knots on climb.
Okay, no, you're not working properly there. You won't be able to keep up because I've slowed down, but I'm doing 1300 knots. 1387 true airspeed. Kay says, yeah, DCS needs a lot of time and practice. It does. I spent, excuse me, try not to, oh, I've still got your video open. Try not to cough into the speaker there. I spent several hours learning when they had a free flyout for everything. I spent several hours trying to get the Spitfire manually started, and it ended up in the dark and trying to do that. Dan, whoa, a Concorde. Hello Dan, welcome. This must be the first time you've come across my channel, because this is my 8th flight around the world. So for everybody who's new to my channel, I flew from London to JFK, so London to New York, New York to LA, LA to Hawaii, Hawaii to Fiji, Fiji to New Zealand, New Zealand to Sydney, Australia, Sydney, Australia to Manila, and Manila now to Tokyo. Flow Motion says a Boeing what? Hang on, I've missed something. Oh, is there a cockpit? Yes. Sorry, the crazy banana. There is a cockpit. It is 2D because this is a Flight Sim X port over, but it does work. So my engines do go up and down. So if I have a engine off, or if I press escape, all my engines turn off. I've got to restart them again. Hello, Matthias. Dan, that's epic. It is pretty cool. So I'm doing the round the world trip now. I've got Farfan Games over there in another Concorde, and you would have seen Destroyer. I can't see from in the cockpit view. How you going, Farfan Games? Are you getting that thing up to speed yet? Let's see if I can just bring it around. So I've got two other players that are flying their Concordes. Destroyer's a little bit further back, but I'm sitting at 1380 knots, and we are at 3800 feet. So 3800. Alright, yes, I did port it. So I have a video on my channel there, Crazy Banana, where I show how to import the Concorde. When you actually download it, because it is free, make sure that you extract it as the FSX model, not the P3D. Lighting, hello. So many people actually extract it as the P3D model by default. If you have Flight Simulator X, you'll get the cockpit. If you don't have it, it can't find the gauges out of your normal default Flight Simulator X folder to put them in. That's only one stipulation. Some of the aircraft though that I've imported, they definitely work because they have the gauges with them. Gabriel, my Concorde is 300 knots, can't compete with you. 300 knots? Why are you doing 300 knots? All four engines running. Have you checked in... Flow Motion says you need afterburners. Afterburners only works at between, I think, 85 and 100% of throttle. That's why I'm backed off to 60%. You don't need to run afterburners once you're up in the air, which is the same as the real thing worked. Will you climb on 60,000 feet? No, 38,000 is probably as much as I'll go. I usually fly at 30,000 feet. And what's with Destroyer? Destroyer, you dropped back there a bit. Oh, you have written a comment there. I didn't even see that. Okay, no, it's a separate issue. All right, we'll get back to that one. Alright, so I am on my Discord for anybody else who wants to join. Crazy Banana says, is there still a way to get the A330? I've not come across an A330 yet, so I haven't tried to... Oh, where did Destroyer go? Disappeared. Did you get more than 200 nautical miles behind me?
Where are you flying to?
Tokyo.
What's the airport?
In my Discord, under streaming chat only, I said I'm flying to RJTT. So Romeo, Juliet, Tango, Tango. Alright, Alex's switches are not clickable, but they are the key commands working like Control E, and yes, they do. So the way I get my autopilot working, the way I get my altitude hold, is that I've got them all pre-programmed onto my Saitek X55. So I also have things like obviously engine start up. So if I press escape and my engines turn off, I can restart it in the air. I also have I'm not sure what they're called, fuel pump or fuel primer or something like that. I've also got magnetos for other aircraft. So yeah, so those things are clickable. And if you know your buttons, like pressing N will bring up the navigate, but I think it's actually Control N will take you to your nav point 1, so it should automatically move your navigator. Crazy Banana says, are you able to help port a 737, or is that not possible? Mate, you need to have a look at my channel. I've got about 4 different 737s on my channel which have successfully ported over, and in each of those videos is a link to the actual free file, except for the default flight simulator X one. I bought that over 737-800, but I got 737-900, a 737-823, which is I think the OW, or no, sorry, the WL. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of 737s, and they come over with semi-successful interiors. Some of the gauges on those, they have LCD screens, and some of them are working and some of them are, look, they could do with some improvement. But the more we learn how to bring those in, the more I'll be able to say, all right, now what we can do is we can press this, and in come your gauges and stuff. Okay, so Alex says it's a A330 with a A320 cockpit, the enhanced A32N cockpit. I think I've seen that. I haven't jumped onto the Airbus series yet. I did a whole bunch of Boeing. I went from 707 all the way through to the Concept 797. So I think if you look on my channel, there's one video pretty much every day being released at the moment. But so this morning I released a 777-200ER. So I got one that was actually working, thanks to, I think it was you, Mugger, wasn't it?
I think someone else put the link in. But
someone else put the link in, but you told me that it was available. So yeah, so it was working without the interior MDL file, which they don't usually do that. But I do have an Airbus video coming out tomorrow. What's the date today? Yep, tomorrow. So I've got an A380-800 coming out. But I did the Boeing series last week and the week before, so it took a couple of weeks because I got 707, 717, 727, multiple models, and I've done the 100, the 200, the 200 Advanced, the 200F Freight. Then I did a whole bunch of 737s, so I got the 737 MAX 8, 737-800 default one, 737-800 WL, 737-900. So they're all on my channel. Go and have a look. There's a link in the description for all of them. If I'm not going, it's not Boeing. Yeah, okay. But an A320 cockpit is similar to an A330 cockpit. Yeah, okay. Alex, Formation Parkour Dude. Yes. Alright, let's have a look back outside. Where are we? I've lost everybody. I must have... Whoa, that didn't like moving. I must have been going a little bit too fast for everybody. Am I? Destroyer, not keeping up?
I can't get my Concorde working, so I'm just in an SR71.
You're in an SR71. And you know what? I've got that file downloaded, but I didn't install it yet. So I won't see you. What a shame.
At least I'll see the Concorde.
Yeah, that's alright. Flow motion parkour, you're too fast. I slowed down. 1700, sorry, was it 1374 knots? I'm only doing 60%. Shut 3 engines off. Right, so when you look in your cockpit and you see these 4 engine dials, if you see these 4 engine dials, if you've imported and you've got FSX, you'll notice that some of these engines might be fluctuating all the way down when they're turned on. You've got to ease it all the way back to 0 on your throttle so that then they come back up, and then you can ease them back up. Sometimes it's a bit difficult. Mid-air restart. That's why sometimes it's also better to take off and fly than it is to spawn on someone. Hey, I got Tokyo Center. Alright. You know what that means? Besides being off my line here. I'm at full height, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to bring that back in to... I'm supposed to be doing 0.37. I'm going to bring this back over a bit. Alright. So flow motion... So Alex is saying flow motion parkour, do you know asymmetric thrust? I don't know why you're talking about that, but okay. So I'm also going to take this down to about 20,000 now. But I'm going to let the autopilot do that, and it will take a while. Alright, so but I might just bring myself over to about 39 or 40 degrees. Because we got ourselves off the line a bit. That'll do. Alright, so the autopilot now will gently take me down, which is good. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Nothing but cloud today. It's been quite nice though, up here. Kind of wish I could see the outside temperature. I wonder if there's a gauge or something you can put on for that. Look at that sunrise. What is our local time? 8:25 AM. Oh, we went over a timeline. Okay. 7:21 for me. So I didn't actually fly. I am flying live weather, but I moved it 1 hour forward because I didn't want to do a dark flight. That kind of doesn't make it right for the video. But the internet seems to be streaming okay today. Had a bit of a issue over the last few days. Not only that, YouTube went down for 45 minutes. Anybody else notice that? Thanks, Alex. I like the background music too. It's kind of a bit peaceful, which is quite nice. Hang on, I need to put that GPS on. I might actually bring myself over a couple more degrees. Just to line myself back up. One more. There we go. Oh, I was pulling down a little bit more there. Alright. Yeah, relaxing. Except for my voice that keeps talking over it. You know, this music is the type of music they should have in elevators. Not that stuff that they put in already. It just makes you want to get out of the elevator as quick as possible. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what they want. TU160 is badass. Is that the one that I've got in my... Whoops. Don't hit the flight controls. Is that the one I got in my folder already? The Badger? Or was that the TU16? Now you're going to make me look it up. I do have a Badger Tupolev, and I will be making a video on that soon too. I do have a bunch. It's the supersonic bomber. Oh, okay, no, the TU160 is the B1 bomber clone. When I say clone, it's because it's almost a copy of the B1 bomber. But I guess when two competing countries are trying to come out with aircraft, they do copy each other's styling if they don't copy each other's actual files. I do have a TU16, but automotive car manufacturers, they do the same. You notice one car will come out and they'll come up with an idea, and then others will do the same. So it happens. But I don't have one yet. I'm calling it the White Swan. Alex is so relaxing, especially with the amazing aircraft. I love the Concorde too. Now, I usually do this on what is in Australia Friday, so Thursday for you guys. In the Northern Hemisphere, that are a little bit few hours behind us. But this week I'm going to be working with Buddy Spike on a stream. So we're going to do a joint thing. So, and that's on Friday for me. So I figured, you know what? I'll do an early Concorde flight. And my last Concorde flight into Manila, I ended up having to record the end of it because it got really difficult to stream. It kept dropping out. And also my recording, I learnt don't record while you're streaming at the same time because it just comes in really bad quality. Alright.
So far away.
Alex C says some rich people tried to order a VIP passenger version of it. Wow. Kay's also said, yeah, I like the F22 and the SU57. I have an F22. I've made a video of it for Flight Simulator. It's a payware version, the Iris payware version. It ports over quite nicely. There's just a couple of textures with some lighting issues that need to be fixed, but it's actually quite nice. And originally my video showed that it was thrust vectoring only, but I've worked out how to overcome that, so it has made it into some videos after that. The SU57 though, I don't have one for Flight Simulator or even I haven't found a working one for Flight Simulator X, but you know what, I might actually do some looking around on the internet for that. But I do have one for DCS as a mod. Axe says yes, but I think both sides are copying. Yeah, they are. They're copying it from each other. Auto car manufacturers are doing the same. Now I'm getting a bit of wind buffering there. I noticed it shaking a bit. What's the weather like in Japan, I wonder? Let's park it in behind. Where are we? Thank you. We're down to... Oh, we've done quite well. Down to almost 20,000. Probably should see now. You can see my speed, even though... Oh, maybe I bumped it up to 63%. But even though we're not pushing that much harder, we've actually increased speed. We're also going down, but there's more air here, I would say. Thicker air. Okay, so how is it to have Christmas in summer? I would ask you, how is it to have Christmas in winter? Like, I can't understand being stuck inside and not going to the beach in Christmas, or you know. So it's what you're used to, really. I mean, the only way I can kind of imagine, I'm going to actually change my direction here. The only way I can kind of imagine what it would be like having Christmas in winter is that one Christmas I did winter, and it was freezing. No thank you. I guess there's snow, but no thank you. No, it's barbecues and going to the beach and going for a swim, and it's great. And we have summer holidays, so we actually have schools shut down for 5 to 6 weeks, depending on where you are over Christmas. So a week before Christmas, and then all of January they're off. So that's the summer holidays. So it's awesome. Kay says it would be wonderful if all the nations of the world would stop fighting over each other and come together. It's the haves and have-nots. You have, I want, yeah, or control. It would be nice, Kay. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime. But hey, if anybody here is a Star Trek fan, I think it was one of Next Generation. Picard talked about once they were able to do away with world hunger and had replicators, so they could actually just make food with the replicator, there was no need, nobody went without. Material possessions became obsolete because everybody had enough. And then it all became about knowledge. Now I'm just going to lower this down again to 15. I just remember a few of my flights I've had to come down quite quickly because I left it too late. It takes ages to come down. Gabrielle says, I am from Brazil. All the Christmases are really hot too. Love winter though. Yeah, look, I moved to Tasmania, so I had summers in Sydney when I grew up were quite hot. You could have a 35 to 38 degree day on Christmas. You don't want necessarily the same sort of roast you'd have in cold climate, because it's all hot food, it's all hot day, but you'd have a barbecue. Okay, well, this stream is getting philosophical. Hello, okay, welcome. Haven't seen you there. Philosophical, yes, I sometimes get philosophical. But what I'm getting at though is the whole idea behind Star Trek's no one goes without any need for whatever is that in the Star Trek universe, Earth, basically everybody's looked after. Everybody has what they need or want, and they only buy other stuff because if they decide, well, you know, for the novelty of it, of owning other stuff. Other than that, it's for the pursuit of knowledge. Wouldn't that be nice if one day we get that far? Alright, we're descending at 2,000 feet per second, or thereabouts. That's actually doing quite nicely. Alright, coming into the next airspace. What I might do is just zoom this in and see if we can see... No, we can't. I was going to say, I might be able to see the airspace line, so... We're going to be coming over... There we go. Now I can see them. Bring it out one more. Alright. Okay, says, have you managed to get any bomb bays open yet? Yeah, so in the B17, it's connected to spoilers. So because it doesn't naturally have spoilers, you press the spoiler button and the bomb bay doors open. I have, though, been mucking around with Destroyer trying to get the F-22 bomb bay doors open. Okay, so now I'm looking at my direction. I'm going to take it back to the, what should it be? 37. Otherwise I'll find myself offline pretty quickly. You reckon we can get under these clouds? Alright, we'll ease that off. Alright, do you think it's possible to get the F-35B to transition to VTOL? Not until helicopters come out. And they put in the physics to allow a vertical takeoff and landing. No, I don't think so. Even my Harrier won't take off and land properly. It will thrust vector to 100%. So no, 100 degrees. 90 degrees being straight down. 100, so it pushes it back a bit. But the aircraft will still try and push forward. So, because there is no vertical takeoff modeled, I believe, something like FSX had. Which is a bit of a shame because I would like some helicopters in too. I love helicopter flying. And I want to get my Airwolf working. Who doesn't want a Mark 1 or Mark 2 helicopter? So much fun flying that thing. You'd hover around and then all of a sudden you're just like, zoom. Alright, so I'm probably going to get a bit of buffering here when I get into these clouds. I'm just wondering if I should check the weather. Who's likely to have an HTC? You know what? If I click on that, my autopilot's going to try and land on it. You know what? We'll just go with it. Go with the flow. I might actually just leave it at about 11.5 here, just to stay over the top for now. Is that a mount? Is that Mount Fuji over there? I think I can see it. Move my mouse. Mount Fuji. I reckon it is. That's awesome. Oh, I might actually put this on to make sure my height levels, I'm not going to run into anything. Yeah, we might just keep it up a little bit higher here because we are coming in. Oh, we did see someone. They've disappeared. I lost Destroyer altogether from my view. And Farfan Games couldn't get it the Concorde to fly fast enough. If people are interested in getting a getting together to do a Concorde workshop, I will do that on my Discord to try and get people's Concordes flying properly, because I have able to get this going. 21 likes. Oh, I only see 20. But okay, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed already and you want to actually see more of these type of flights and or get a notification when one comes out, definitely press the subscribe button. I am making lots of modded flights, and you know what? We lost all that cloud behind us. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you very much. Alright, how far out are we? We're not too far, so I'm going to actually slow down, because even though this thing can slow down quite well, and I will go down to 9,000. Welcome to Japan, everybody. This is awesome. Oh, look at the buffering, the turbulence there. It's because we're coming over the land now. Slow back even more there. Alright, we're getting approach. Look at all the airspaces we're going to have to go through. Wow. Kay says, do you have any MiG-15? No, I've got a MiG-21 and a 23 that work at the moment. But you know, I haven't even looked for a MiG-15. An F-82, I had one but didn't want to work, and a B-29 Super Fortress. I haven't found a B-29. The closest I came was that B-50, which is why I put it in there, but no, I haven't found a B-29. What happens with a lot of these is that popular planes get made for Flight Sim 2004, and then what happens is they get ported over to Flight Simulator X. But Flight Simulator 2004 mods don't work well with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So it's kind of like they work okay for FSX, they don't get rebuilt for new, like native, unless they're payware. And yes, there are probably some payware ones out there. But what I've decided is that I've bought the F-22, I bought the F-23 for Flight Simulator X, and I've decided not to go buying any more. Oh wow, I'm really going to have to slow down. It's just the speed that we're coming in. I'm going to have to turn off autopilot. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to have to just start doing some circling here and bleed off some speed. I might have to do a circle here as well. Okay, zero throttle now. Alright, so having a look at the window, let's bring that down. You can actually see the protective window coming down now. Very cool. Wow, it weighs to, what, 11 miles. Am I? Oh, I'm not on GPS. Thank you. Runway 4. 327 at 7. Okay, thank you. That's the runway there. Well, I'm going to have to do a loop around. Alright. Gabriel says, is your plane mods from Raku? Yes, it is. Excuse me. I see some planes in your channel, but that I did not find on Raku. No, not all of them are from Raku, sorry. Have a look in the link in the description. There should be a link saying where they're from. Alright, I'm going to do my trim. Thank you. And we want to slow down. And we're going to bring it in. Oh, message retracted. Okay. So not all my mods are from Riku. I just found that the Riku website has a lot of very well organized and easy to find mods, but Flyaway Simulations has given me a lot. There's a few others as well, and some we've actually got from direct from the manufacturer, such as Milviz F15. Alright, now we need to get the throttle back up, 300 knots, and I'm going to turn off the VFR, and I'm going to bring my nose down at least once. Where are we? That's it over there, isn't it? Actually, maybe I will put that back on. Alright, now I've lost the airport. Where is it? Almost straight ahead here. Is that it? Is that it there? Yep. I can't tell which one's the airport. I think that's it. So we've not lined it up right. I've not gone out far enough, but my VFR is a bit confusing. Okay, so I need to get over more. Go over this, whatever this is in the middle of the water. Someone would know. Could actually write it in the description. I'm guessing it's some sort of hey look at me type thing that means something. Alright, nose is going down. Yes it is. Alright, this is where you don't get thank you EK 21. I'm at 22 now, it says. Oh hey, alright. And another sub, thank you very much. Thanks for the sub. Come and join flights with me if you want as well. I do a lot of modded aircraft and a lot of flights. Okay, so is this runway 4 here? No, runway 4 is this other one. Oh, you're kidding, I've gone the wrong runway. Well, I don't want to get in trouble for that, so... Is that runway 4 below me? Runway 5, hang on, have I got my things mixed up? Runway 4. Where is runway 4? 34. 34. Wait, is this runway 4 over this side? Have you given me a long enough runway? It is too. Well, almost mucked that up. Would have got in trouble for landing on the wrong runway. There's runway 4. Well, I'll be. 34 would have been better, thank you. Would have been longer. I wasn't even concentrating on that. Okay, can you go to the cockpit? Yes, I can. But at the moment I'm trying to land, so getting in the cockpit's probably going to be very difficult to land that way. What I need to do is get myself back onto runway 4. They've given me a short runway. I wonder if we can ask permission to land on another one. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to use reverse thrusters and brakes and see if we can actually land this. We're going to have to go out nice and wide. I'm going to follow the generic in, I'm guessing. So I was actually lined up the right angle to come into Tokyo in the first place. It was my fault for going out over the water. I was trying to bleed off some speed too. The Japan update. Alright, EK said it just bought X-Plane 11 a few months ago, but waiting on my fibre internet so I can buy FS 2020. Look, if you're getting fibre internet put in, that'll be good. Probably actually help you. Depending on your internet speed, like loading in Tokyo here, look how much detail it is. You'll probably see my frames drop down too, because Tokyo is one of those cities that's actually quite well detailed. I'm just going to bring this up. Now, I'm a single pilot. Had I have a crew, they would have said, hey, runway 4 is here. Or they may have actually said, Tokyo, we need runway 34. This is a Concorde, not a propeller plane. Which is probably why I got given runway 4, because it thinks I'm a smaller plane. Also might be that's just the way the wind is lined up. Alright, so we can see over the nose because I've put the nose down, as you can see there. Flaps down allow that to happen. Flaps 1 is the windshield, flaps 2, 3 and 4 are the different angles. Which looks pretty cool. Alright, now I need this thing to go down, but I've got to make sure I don't end up in the railway line there. So we're still doing a couple hundred knots. It does slow down and float quite well. Lag, yeah, I'm probably going to get some lag here. The lower you go, especially the faster you go, but at the moment it's doing quite well. But we are sitting down now at 22. I saw a 21 there a moment ago. Alright, I need to concentrate on this and not my frames per second. You have very little control here. Flare, 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 flare. Oh, and we're down. Alright, use the reverse thrusters, slow down as much as we can. Alright, reverse thrusters off. Welcome to Tokyo, everybody. Now look, it's saying there's a taxi there. Well, I didn't land there, so alright, just going to bring this nose up too. Alright. Where was my oh, over there. Well, I wasn't going to go around like that. I will just taxi off here. Okay, exit a runway when able. I shall do that right here. Now, I did have Destroyer and Farfan Games try and join me there, but couldn't keep up. Or can we stop? Thank you. Oh, don't change my taxi line after I've already turned. Alright, let's contact ground and work out where we're going. So I'm going to go park myself at a gate. Alright, we want to request to the gates, thank you. And we'll get ourselves to the gates. And thank you very much for everybody for joining me. I have been doing these weekly. I got up nice and early this morning after the internet died last night completely. Got down to less than dial-up. Hey, there we go. Gate right there. And tested the internet this morning, and I had pretty much the fastest upload speed I've had since I've lived here. So I figured, you know what? Let's do the Concorde flight. We don't need that on. Now it does look quite low compared with a airliner. Can we actually make that around there? That was close. Look at the traffic going up and down the tunnel. That's meant to be going under the tunnel. Alright. Welcome to Tokyo. Maybe write a comment in below if you have got an idea of where I should go next in my world tour. Now I'm thinking either Beijing or unless it's another Chinese country. It won't be very far to Beijing. But I'm thinking about making my way over towards India and or Moscow way, because I'm making my way around the world. So I went from Hawaii down to Fiji and New Zealand, Australia, and back up to Manila and then Tokyo. But I want to get China in there somewhere, maybe Hong Kong. FSS did a good job at modeling City of Tokyo. Awesome. When I first tried it though, and I flew right down the streets of Tokyo, it lagged out so much on my system because there's so much detail, and it was coming down at 40 megabit per second download. Alright, EK Production, so you commented there. Have a 12 megabit down and a 1 up. Yeah, you're going to be struggling at the moment for, whoops. This is not a gate. Alright. Oh, I'm not quite on the line, but you know what, that'll do. Alright. Shutting down. Going to buy a 150 or a 300. Oh man, that'd be nice. For $80, 3 months, 116 after. Okay, that you'll have no problem with that. It's nice. Everything is back and running well. Yes, David, it is awesome. Something reset this morning, and I'm very happy with it. All right, let's have a quick look at Tokyo while we're here. So I'm just going to finish this with a Tokyo Airport drone fly, and then we will call it a successful flight. So we've got my Concorde there. It doesn't look like it's accepted my gate parking, but you know what? That's fine. Look at that. Very nice. Very well done. Now, they should have actually got me to land on 34 right, which is here, because in the Concorde, I mean, although I got good brakes, but because it's a modded plane, it doesn't understand just how long you need. I probably should have designated it heavy. This is actually pretty good. I'm quite impressed with this. Now, I do have premium, so I don't know if Tokyo is a premium airport. I'm imagining it is. If not, then they have done an incredibly awesome job. Alright. Love the stream. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you very much. I will be doing other streams as well. I do mod flyouts. I'm also doing a flying from Tasmania to London. Excuse me. So Hobart to Heathrow. I do that probably twice a week. But I'm also doing a flyout, like I said, with Buddy Spike, who I have joined up with at least once or twice already. And we're going to be flying out this Thursday night for you guys. Other than that, what else? David says maybe Beijing, then stop over at Moscow. Yeah, I reckon that's a good idea. But how far is it from Beijing to Moscow? Can I put another place in between? And if so, where? Should I go to Dubai? From Dubai to Moscow? Then Moscow to Paris? And Paris back to London? Yeah, I reckon that's probably a good idea. I'll look at that. Did I miss anybody's comments? If I have, sorry. Gabriel, great flight. Have a good day. Thanks everybody. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. And other than that, if you're watching this in the future, there should be some more videos already out on the Concorde World Tour.